Yesterday, last night, whatever you want to call it. It was more last night than yesterday, but it was still yesterday. KateDev1, person I mentioned last time, Caitlin, she made a video regarding fear. So this is me taking with my own take on fear. I'm gonna do this like one of those pro-con things, you know, like you got like the T-chart, you got like a line right there, and then you got pros over here and cons over there, and it works something like that. Pros of fears. Alright, we're gonna start with what was one of the things that Caitlin discussed. It's sort of, you can sort of connect on it. Like, for example, the example she uses, I'm afraid of the dark. Well, you're afraid of the dark too? We're both afraid of the dark. Yay! We have something to relate to. I don't know. But she also touched on that while it builds these connections, fear can also destroy connections. I will get to that when I discuss the cons. Another pro about fear is that it can keep you from doing some really stupid things. For example, say, I don't know, you are walking through the park and you meet one of their friends and they're like, "Hey dude, you wanna jump off that bridge? I dare you to." No, I don't, not really. "But I dared you to." "No, I'm kinda just afraid." "Well, that's stupid." "No, you're stupid because what you're doing could get me killed." That was probably the lamest example I've ever given of anything, ever. But you get my point, right? Fear stops you from doing stupid things. Like, there are lots of things that I think would be kind of fun, but fear kind of keeps me from doing them. That was all the pros I could think of, so now on to the cons. Number one, while you can sort of relate with people like, "Oh, I'm afraid of the dark, you're afraid of the dark," it also, as Caitlin pointed out, builds up walls. The way I interpreted this concept of walls was like, okay, yeah, that would be fun, but it's outside my comfort zone, I don't want to do it. I'm over-exaggerating this, and I'm going to admit right now that I do this all the time. I have a long list of things that I call chaos behaviors that I just won't do because there's something about them that could go wrong, that could make me look stupid, could be dangerous, and relies on making split-second decisions, which I'm afraid of. I don't like split-second decisions. Like dancing. Dancing is a chaos behavior in my mind. I'm sort of getting over that one. I just don't like the split-second decisions that it takes. And I really look stupid when I dance. But I've sort of gotten over that because I just decided that to heck with it, I'm going to dance obnoxiously and everyone's going to have to deal with that. That's pretty much the main con of fear, actually. Like, you've got your walls that keep you from doing fun things, that also keep you from people, that also keeps you from enjoying life. So it's one con that sort of like branches off into a bunch of mini cons. There is, however, one other sort of major con, and that's the fact that you're afraid. I don't like the feeling of being afraid. I mean, it's not like, "Oh, I'm afraid. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside." No. No, 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 no. I don't like being afraid. Chances are you don't like being afraid. I don't know anyone who likes being afraid, other than like, "Oh, I'm watching a scary movie. It's fun to be afraid." Yeah, that's fun, but like, an actual fear that you must face in your day-to-day life, that's not so fun. Another con of fear, a mucho con of fear, is that it can really stop you from doing some good things. Like, I don't know, it could be something as simple as asking someone out, like, "I'm really afraid they're gonna say no." Like, okay. For all you know, they will say yes, and everything will go swimmingly. Pretty much, if you want to ever be in a relationship with someone, you're going to have to ask someone out. Go ahead and do it. I'm not stopping you. The worst thing that happens is they say it's irrational on their part to, like, avoid you afterwards. So, if they're avoiding you because of this, because of an ASCOUT, that's irrational. Sort of like being afraid of Lord Megatron at age 12 or older. Like, not just at age 12, but like if a 50-year-old was afraid of Megatron. I'm getting an image in my mind, and it's really hilarious, of a 50-year-old being terrified of Megatron. Like, oh, no, I'm not going to go out tonight. Megatron might invade the Earth. I'm thinking that's hilarious. Like, some fears, it's kind of okay to have. Like, a fear of, I don't know. Say you live where there are actually spiders that can kill you. It's rational to be afraid of spiders. If you live, say, where I live, on the east coast of the United States, it's not okay to be afraid of spiders, because there are no spiders around here that can kill you, at least as far as I know. On to dealing with fears. Well, a few of my personal favorite methods. I don't know what I was just doing with my hand right there. It's just like, But personal favorite methods, singing. Singing is kind of, you know, like, you're sort of like, my big thing is blood tests and surgery and needles and medical procedures in general. So, it does kind of look rather ridiculous for me to be, like, sitting there in, like, the waiting room before I'm getting a blood test, or it's even more ridiculous while I'm getting blood drained from my arm, to be singing, like, I don't know. I've done like a wide range of songs. There's a bug on my leg and it's uncomfortable. But I've done a wide range of things. Like, I've sung whatever pops into my head is what I sing. And it looks really ridiculous, but it helps. Another one of my methods that, yeah, it works, but you've also got that one moment where you're really uncomfortable. It's called just doing it. So, you are afraid of, I'm going to keep going with my thing with, like, I'm using the example of a blood test again. You don't look as ridiculous, but you're just like, damn, just do it! Stick the needle in. And it works. It's really uncomfortable. You're really uncomfortable, but if you do it enough, you get over your fear. The big thing that helps conquering fear is God is with you. That's something that Caitlin mentioned. It's like the big thing that she mentioned, like, God is with you. Granted, some of you do not believe in God. Find something else to take refuge in, but it's not quite as comforting. If you had been hoping for this video to be inspirational, I want to refer you back to my last video, in which I am not inspirational whatsoever. So, yeah, you may want to watch that if you thought this was going to be inspiring.